The Abbott family has been a major part of The Young and the Restless for years, and Ashley Abbott has been a character that proved so popular, she even journeyed over to sister soap The Bold and the Beautiful for a while. Eileen Davidson originated the role in June of 1982, and when she left in December of 1988, Brenda Epperson, 1988-95, and Shari Shattuck, 1995-99, both took over for a while before Davidson returned in 1999. Unfortunately, this era came to an end with the actress announcing her decision to leave Y&R again at the end of 2018. But thankfully, that wasn't the last viewers saw of Ashley, as she has continued to pop in for brief appearances here and there. In 1982, John Abbott and Dina Mergeron's daughter, Ashley, came home to Genoa City as an adult to work as a chemist at Abbott Cosmetics. She didn't have much luck in love, though. Her first beau, Eric Garrison, slept with her mom, and Mark Mergeron turned out to be her former stepbrother. Then Ashley learned that her real father was Brent Davis, and the trauma caused her to flee Genoa City with amnesia. Victor Newman found her and brought her home, where they had an affair while he was married to Nikki. Ashley got pregnant, but Victor left her for Nikki Reed, who was diagnosed with cancer. Ashley secretly had an abortion and suffered a mental breakdown, later marrying her shrink, Stephen Lasseter. Ashley would always think of John as her father, John Pascal/JPStudios.com. After Stephen was shot and killed by an unstable patient, Ashley had a brief affair with Brad Carlton before finally becoming Mrs. After their marriage fell apart, she fell for Abbott photographer Blade Bladeson, but their union suffered when his evil twin, Rick, tormented them. Ashley next married Cole Howard, who was on a rebound from Victoria, so naturally, that one didn't last long, either. When Diane Jenkins attempted to steal Victor's sperm in 2000, Ashley switched it with Jack's sample and used Victor's sperm to get herself pregnant. She then married Brad and gave birth to her daughter, Abby. But when Ashley was diagnosed with breast cancer, she confessed the truth about Abby's paternity. The couple split, but were drawn back together when Ashley learned she was pregnant with Brad's baby. Sadly, she lost the child in a car accident, and their marriage ultimately collapsed. When John shot and killed his wife, Gloria's dangerous ex, Tom Fisher, Ashley tried to protect her father by confessing, but John was sentenced to prison. After Gloria tampered with Ashley's new line of beauty cream, leading to a woman's death, and John passed away after suffering a heart attack, Ashley left town to escape all the drama. Ashley had chemistry even with men on other shows. Brian Lowe/JPStudios.com. But Ashley found plenty more drama when she had an affair with Rick Forrester while overseas on business, and then went to Los Angeles to work for Forrester Creations. She started a relationship with Ridge Forrester and they became engaged, but he was clearly still in love with Brooke Logan. She then had a fling with Ridge's brother, Thorne, and when Forrester ended the fragrance line, Ashley moved to Europe with Abby. Ashley reunited with Victor in France and they returned to Genoa City as a couple. They married and she became pregnant, but Adam Newman gaslighted her and caused her to fall down the stairs and miscarry. However, he convinced her that was all a dream, and Ashley suffered a hysterical pregnancy, giving birth to a baby that Adam had stolen from Sharon Newman. Truth eventually came out and Ashley returned faith to Sharon. Her next relationship, with businessman Tucker McCall, also ended in divorce, and Ashley was forced out as CEO of Abbott by Jack. She moved to New York City to live with sister Tracy Abbott, and returned to visit for events like Victor and Nikki's wedding, Delia Abbott's funeral, and Abby and Tyler's engagement party. "Honey, I know you're engaged, but are you sure you don't want to share him?" Seen Smith/JPStudios.com in 2014, Ashley returned to Genoa City and got mixed up in a love triangle with her daughter's boyfriend, Drive Ben Stitch-Rayburn. Moving on, she fell for Dr. Simon Neville, who found a cure for her brain tumor, but they split when he left town. An unlikely romance started between Ashley and Ravi Kapoor, but nothing ever really came of it. The return of Ashley's mother, Dina, threw the Abbotts into chaos as they learned she was suffering from Alzheimer's and tried to get her away from the scheming Grand Bloodworth. Ashley quit Abbott and Victor invited her to come work at Newman Enterprises. But working with the Newmans was a constant struggle, and she approached Billy Abbott about returning to Abbott as COO. He agreed, but she then began to realize that Billy was stealing from the company to fund his gambling habit, so she and Kyle worked together to oust him as CEO. She also briefly sparked opposite Neil Winters, but opted to focus on business instead of pleasure. Ashley had some big surprises for the Abbott family. Howard Wise/JPStudios.com. After Ashley wrangled herself into the CEO position at Abbott, she revealed to Jack that John Abbott was always his father and she had faked the DNA tests in order to take revenge on her brother. Jack was furious, and the Abbott family quickly rallied to remove Ashley as the head of the company. Then Kyle and Jack discovered that Dina had drafted a contract giving Ashley ownership over the patents she created while at Abbott and tried to shred it. But Tracy learned the truth and forced them to come clean about it to Ashley. Feeling betrayed and hurt, Ashley decided to take the patents and move to Paris to start her own company called My Beauty, which is what John used to call her. Ashley still comes home occasionally for visits, like when Phyllis was ousted as Abbott CEO. Ashley offered to make Abbott a subsidiary of her company, but Jack declined. Instead, the siblings made a bet to see whose company would succeed and whose would go bankrupt. But when the Abbott family needed her, Ashley would be there for them, such as when Dina's condition worsened and she remained in Genoa City to support Jack and Tracy during this difficult time. Following Dina's passing, Ashley returned to Genoa City again in 2021 for Abby and Chance's wedding and was there again when her daughter decided on surrogacy to have a child. Keep watching Y&R to see what happens next. Ad block test, why?